What is your biggest fear? For my friend Mac, he claimed it was nothing, but that was about to be tested. This is the spider chamber, a room full of 1,000 eight-legged critters ready to crawl all over Mac, who's sealed inside. The challenge? Withstand the company of these spiders for 10 full minutes. Mac's bravado was palpable as he entered the chamber, a smirk on his face, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. But as the spiders began to drop one by one, then in clusters, the smirk faded. The sparkle dimmed. His breath hitched. His skin crawled quite literally. The room echoed his heartbeats, each thud a second ticking away on the countdown clock. The minutes dragged on, each one more agonizing than the last. Is Mac scared now? Well, a bit. And this is just the beginning. Mac survived the spiders, but the next challenge was even more terrifying. A 200 feet free fall. The plank was set high above the ground and the only way down was to jump. A harness tugged at his waist, the wind whipped around him and the ground seemed miles away. Mac's face was a canvas of fear and determination. He hesitated, his heart pounding in his chest, his breath heavy in the cold, crisp air. Then with a deep breath, he unclipped his harness. For a moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. Then he was falling, plummeting towards the ground at an alarming speed. His scream echoed in the vast expanse, a testament to the terrifying thrill of the fall. But then, the rope tightened, slowing his descent until he landed safely on the ground. Exhilaration replaced fear. A victorious smile spread across Mac's face. Mac has successfully completed 2 of the 5 challenges, but the stakes are getting higher. The third challenge involves a car, a lake, and a race against time. The stakes are high as Mac steps into the car, a car that's not destined for a smooth drive on a suburban street, but for a plunge into a deep, murky lake. Mac's task is not to drive, but to survive. He is not only fighting against the water pressure and the panic that comes with it, but also racing against time to save as much money as possible from the sinking vehicle. Imagine the tension in the air. The car is lifted, and then with a heart-stopping drop, it's plunged into the water. The lake swallows the car, and suddenly Mac is submerged in a world of bubbles and muted sounds. The car begins its descent, sinking deeper and deeper. The water outside the windows rises, creating a chilling, claustrophobic atmosphere inside the car. But Mac is determined. He knows he's got about 20 seconds to break out of that car. His hands scramble to grab the money bags, each one representing a substantial chunk of the prize. The pressure is building, but so is Mac's resolve. He retrieves bag after bag, his actions swift and calculated. But the clock is ticking, and the car is sinking faster. With a final desperate lunge, Mac manages to secure 7 of the 9 bags, but 2 bags are left behind as the car finally succumbs to the lake's depths. The car sinks, and with it, a part of the prize money. But Mac has done it. He's survived the sinking car and saved a whopping $700,000. The surface of the lake breaks, and Mac emerges, gasping for air but victorious. He's made it through the 3rd challenge, but the journey is far from over. The stakes are about to get even higher. Mac has now secured $700,000, but it's all or nothing from here on. The road to the grand prize is still fraught with challenges, and Mac's greatest tests are yet to come. Will he rise to the occasion, or will the pressure prove too much? Stay tuned to find out. The 4th and 5th challenges test Mac's courage in unexpected ways. The 4th challenge is a seemingly simple task. Mac must reach into a mystery box and retrieve an unknown object. As his hand inches into the darkness, his heart pounds with anticipation. But upon retrieval, Mac is met with an unexpected surprise. It's a new Feastable bar, a marketing gimmick that sends a wave of relief washing over him. But the respite is short-lived as the 5th challenge is revealed. Mac is to be buried alive for 24 hours. The tone in the room shifts as the gravity of the task sinks in. The fear of the unknown is replaced with the fear of the known. Claustrophobia. Mac is sealed inside a coffin-like box, his only lifeline a small bell he can ring to signal his desire to be unearthed. The ticking of the clock is replaced with the deafening silence of the grave. Mac's struggle is palpable. The weight of the earth above him, the absence of light, the deprivation of time, all play tricks on his mind. He battles not just with the physical discomfort, but also with the psychological terror of his predicament. Every second is a fight against the rising tide of panic. As the hours stretch on, Mac's determination wavers. The confinement, the isolation, the uncertainty, they all gnaw at his resolve. And then, in a moment that sends a chill down our spines, Mac rings the bell. His ordeal is over. Upon rescue, it's revealed that Mac has endured an astounding 36 hours buried alive. His face is a mask of relief and exhaustion, but also of triumph. He has faced one of mankind's primal fears and emerged victorious. With this victory, Mac's prize money now stands at $300,000. But the game isn't over yet. One final challenge stands between Mac and the grand prize. In a suspenseful twist, Mac rings the bell after enduring 36 hours buried. He now has $300,000 and one final challenge. The final challenge is a haunting reminder of Mac's past failure. With a cookie cutter in hand, he faces the task of cutting out shapes without cracking the delicate dough. The prize? A heart-thumping, life-changing $700,000. Every slice, every curve, every tiny movement is laced with suspense. Mac breezes through the initial shapes, his hands steady, his eyes focused. But then it comes. The ultimate test, the umbrella. This shape, a symbol of his previous downfall, holds the weight of his fear. As he begins to carve, the tension is palpable. Then, in a heart-wrenching moment, the cookie breaks. Failure, once again, at the hands of the dreaded umbrella. Mac leaves with $300,000, a hefty sum, but not the top prize he risked it all for. He has faced his fears, but perhaps the fear of failure is the most haunting of all.